Morning campers, happy Saturday. My name's Cheryl, this is Going Feral. Welcome to another vlog. So this morning I'm just out walking the dog in my local park, and then we're going to do some gardening and a little bit on the allotment this weekend as well. I've been away at the start of this week for a few days, so the allotment's looking a little bit neglected. So there's a lot to do there. So yeah, come and join in the fun. Every time I try and get a video of that dog, he cocks his leg. Right, time to get this lot tidied up so that we can pot some seedlings on. So this compost is on offer in Homebase. I can't remember how much it is. But anyway, so we've been getting this. It's not been too bad so far, but this bag and the stuff that was here, the last bag I opened was really woody. Probably why it's so cheap. So I'm just picking out some of the bigger pieces because I don't want them in the little pots. Okay, we are done. Kind of, it still needs a lot of organising, but this is basically my gardening and DIY area in the garage. So I've got this old bureau that I'm using as a potting table. I found this little shelving unit on the rubbish pile on the allotment. Amazing. This is just full of random stuff that I don't know what to do with. All my clean pots are in here. So I've got a big thing there and then 2 crates. There. That's my little shrub that I've had in the family for, well, it was my mum's and now I've got it. And compost, so I've got seed compost. I'll show you. Okay, so the white one at the bottom is seed compost with a little bit of perlite, and the one on the top is my potting compost, which is just multi-purpose with a little bit of perlite in. And then there you can see my pots. So all of these here, I've got all my pots and things in. And there we go. Okay. So I don't like wearing gloves when I'm potting them, but the problem is they get so dirty. If I have to go inside and do something, I've got filthy hands. So I just thought, I've got this old washing up bowl. I filled that up with just some washing up liquid and water. got a dog towel, so I thought I can wash my hands as I'm going along. And then I've just had another bright idea. I can use that to wash the pots as I'm going along as well, so then I don't end up with a massive load of pots that I have to wash. Great. First up, got these little peppers. They're just normal, like, bell peppers. So they need potting on. And then we've got some red cabbage. Really needs potting on. So all I've done is filled the pots, made a big hole with my finger, and then we'll gently tease these out and pop them in. Actually, I'm more likely to just tip them out into my hand and prise them apart. It's not strictly how you're supposed to do it, but it's how I do it. Pop it in here. You can't see it. I've got a wet hand. Okay. Oh, squished my peppers. Oops. Right. That's a nice juicy one. Okay, so all I've done is just shoved it in, and now I'll pop a little bit more compost around there. There we go. One pepper potted up. Mushroom crate. If you ever find any of these knocking about, go and begging, grab them, they're so handy. You can actually plant these even deeper, so you could go kind of to there, but I don't have room in the pot and I can't be bothered to mess about, so they'll be fine. Okay, so these pots are slightly larger than those ones, so this seedling might be a little bit too small to be in such a big pot. It might become waterlogged and the roots might rot, so I just need to make sure I keep an eye on it and don't give them too much water until they're a bit more established. Obviously you still need to keep them moist because otherwise they won't grow. It's a fine line. should also point out, I am by no means an expert. I have no gardening qualifications yet. That's a story for another day. So these videos, they're definitely not how-to videos. They're how I do videos. So take most of what I say with a grain of salt, unless proved otherwise. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the plan with the cabbages, I've got 8 here. I did have twice as many, my mum's stolen some. So my plan is to grow maybe 4 or 5 big ones on the allotment to preserve over winter. So I'll make some batches of braised red cabbage and keep it in the freezer over winter, and then the rest I'm going to grow just for spring, summer. So I'll pick them small and have them for salads and things. Might need to sow a few more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 pots left. Could not have done that if I tried. Literally couldn't, can't count. Wow. It's actually a woodlouse growing in here. I don't know if you can see him. Oh no. That's already got aphids on it. Fuck off. Okay, welcome to the garden centre. So the peppers are going to go up the top in this greenhouse, and then the red cabbage, because I could probably go out now. So they're just going to find a space for them in here in the cold frame for now. Not sure where though. We don't. some cuttings from my holly tree the other day, and 2 of them aren't dead yet. That one is. Okay, so I just wanted to show you real quick. So these cosmos here, because I haven't potted them on when I should have, they've gone really leggy and spindly. So they're going to be difficult to fit in a normal pot. So what I've done is taken some used Tetra Packs. I've stuck some holes in the sides of them rather than right at the bottom. So I've got now got some nice tall thin pots that I can hopefully pot these cosmos up. Whoops, sorry. I can hopefully now pot these cosmos up to about here, and then they should get nice and bushy. Hopefully not too late to actually be able to plant out. Okay, so my next job is I really want to start trying to grow salad shoots. So growing things like peas and like beetroot, brassicas, but eating them when they've just got their first like couple of true leaves. So I've never done this before. This is a complete experiment. I have done it with peas. So I'll show you what I'm doing. So in here, so far I've just put my potting mix at the bottom because I want to make sure there's enough nutrients in there for them to get to a decent size. So I've put the potting compost at the bottom, which has got multi-purpose compost in. I think I'm then going to put a layer of the seed compost and then put the seeds in and then put seed compost on top, just to make it easier for them to germinate. And then the bit at the bottom will be where once the roots are established, they'll have the multi-purpose compost, hopefully to feed on. We'll give it a go. Let's choose some seeds. Cosmos, that's poisonous, we don't want to eat that. Some kale. We don't do that. That could be interesting. I think the peas I'm going to do separately because they're big buggers and they'll take over, so I think I'll do them in a separate pot. Okay, right, so we've got some beetroot going in and my battery's about to die. I'll show you what it's like when I've finished. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Hopefully you can see how many seeds are in there. So I've sown them quite thickly and I've just broadcast sown them rather than grouping them. So in here we have the spring onion. I thought that might add a nice little oniony flavour to the salad. The choice I literally used the rest of that as well, so this better work. Put some Mizuna and some purple sprouting broccoli and some beetroot. So yeah, fingers crossed this works. And in this one I've just put some peas, these ones. So again, there's probably about 15 or 20 peas in here, probably 20 I would say, and I've just used multi-purpose on that one because they're big boys, they can handle it. And then this one I'm just going to sprinkle with some seed compost. And then yeah, we'll see how we get on. I have got a lid as well, so I'm going to pop in a lid on top of that one. And then I might have to grow it indoors because I don't think I've got any room in the greenhouse for it, but we'll have a look. One thing I did want to mention, if you're doing the same thing I'm doing, and you want to put your peas in with the other seeds, don't put onions in with peas in the same seed tray because they don't like each other, and you might get a failed germination, I think. I know they don't like each other, but I don't know at which stage of growth they don't like each other, so probably best just not to do that. Let's sit with you. Want to be in the video, sweetheart? See? So, we have just come down to the allotment. Nice Sunday afternoon, bit of work, and it's an absolute shit show down here, isn't it, monster? Wait, Monty, what's this? Monty! Yeah, he's not impressed either. I'll show you what's been going on. So, this is a no-dig bed that's been covered with plastic. And look at the state of it. That's ridiculous. Let's have a look, shall we? Looks like there's a gap in the cardboard. I mean, it is weak growth, but it's still growth that I don't want growing. Oh my god. Yeah, this doesn't bode well for the rest of the plot. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is just scrape back some of the compost and relay some more cardboard over the top. I need to add more compost to it anyway because I only put a couple of bags on this whole section. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. So I think what's happened is, because I've covered it with the plastic, I think it's got damp, like really damp under there, and the cardboard's rotted away quicker than it should have. So it hasn't suppressed the weeds well enough. And they've been able to come through, because these are some pretty proper perennial weeds here, so they're pretty strong. So I think another layer of cardboard and then I'll leave the plastic off and cross my fingers. So this is my broad beans. Was my broad beans. I don't even know what's been eating these. I think everything has been eating these. It's covered in ants and black fly, so they've obviously been having a go. And there's also what looks like pigeon damage to some of the leaves, slug damage, or I think it's probably a bit early in the season for caterpillars, but yeah, everything's been having a good old munch on this. So this is all going to have to come out. I mean, this was a temporary bed anyway, I just threw them in here because they were ready to be planted out, but it wasn't prepared very well. As you can see, there's loads of weeds. It's not a no-dig bed. Not that that really matters. Okay, my phone is about to die, but this bed, which had peas, salad, broad beans in, has also been decimated. The radishes look like they're not doing too badly, that's about it. This broad bean plant is still hanging on, but it's covered in ants and aphids. Black fly, I think, to be precise. And yeah, everything else. My poor peas. I think I'm literally going to harvest these, whatever's on here, pull it all out. I'm going to pull the whole bed out, put another layer of compost on, and replant. But you can see on like this mustard here, you can see what I'm dealing with here. This is crazy. Yeah, but yeah, my battery's about to die. What is it doing? Yeah, my battery's about to die, so I'll give you another update when I come back on Tuesday. Morning. I've actually been thinking this morning. I was just going in the freezer, and we've got a whole bag of frozen peas in there that we haven't even opened, and they've been in there for months. The whole point of me growing peas on the allotment was so that we could have them to freeze to use during the winter and that. But I'm thinking we don't really eat peas, so I think it might be fate. I think I'm just not supposed to grow peas this year because they're not going to get eaten. So maybe it's better that the slugs and pigeons and whatever else is eating them, because we won't. We do eat a lot of sugar snaps and mange too. I do have mange too growing in the garden. So I might get another variety of a pea, that sort of pea, because you can freeze those, I think, still, to use for stir fries and that. So yeah, I think I might do that. And then the rest of my pea seeds I'm just going to grow for pea shoots, I think. I think that might be a plan. But anyway, I wanted to show you quickly, as I'm getting ready for work this morning. Let me turn my porridge off. Wow, that's volcanic. So this isn't just a gardening channel. The whole idea for me of going feral isn't just about growing food. It's also about a lot of other things, including preventing food waste. So I just wanted to show you quickly a couple of things that I've got here. I'm not going to be doing anything with this right now because I'm trying to get ready for work, but I just wanted to show you quickly. So I've got here, so I made a vegan cheese sauce last night for lasagna. It was banging, by the way. And we've saved the seeds from the, you can't even see what I'm doing. So I've saved the seeds from the squash that I used, the butternut squash. You can just about see that. So I've just left them in here to dry with a bit of muslin cloth. So I've taken them out, washed them, and then they're in here drying. So what I'll do later is put them in the oven little bit of oil, some sort of seasoning, whatever you fancy. I usually use garlic powder with a bit of salt, and then just pop them in the oven, not too high a heat. Our oven's really bad, so I have no idea what heat you need to put them on, but I normally put them on around 170 because our oven's awful, so probably a slightly lower heat. Cover them because they sometimes pop like popcorn when they bake, which I didn't realise the first time. Scared the crap out of me. So yeah, cover them with something. So I'll usually put them in one of these little tray bake tins and then put another one on top, and then yeah, just bake them off for a little bit. Again, I don't know how long to do it for. I tend to make things up as I go along, so yeah, just until they're kind of cooked. And then yeah, they're really nice. So I like doing it when I've made a macaroni cheese. They're really nice to just pop on there when you serve up, just for a bit of crunch. But they just make a really nice snack for whenever. And then the other thing I've got here is an old bit of baguette. We got a baguette from the market at the weekend, and the end was sticking out of the plastic, so it went stale overnight. So rather than just throw it away or chuck it out for the birds or whatever people do, I'm chopping it up. I'm going to put this in the freezer to use for breadcrumbs. You can also make croutons with stale bread. That's really good to do. So you just chop them up into small pieces, fry them up in a bit of oil, or maybe put them in the oven with a bit of oil and any seasoning you want. That's really nice to pop on a salad or with a soup. But yeah, we use quite a lot of breadcrumbs, so I shall be popping these in the freezer so that next time we do a batch of breadcrumb, I can use that. So anyway, that's a quick Monday morning tip for you. I'll see you later. I've got to get ready for work. Okay, happy Tuesday everyone. So I was going to go up the allotment this afternoon. That's usually my routine on a Tuesday, but I've just checked the weather forecast, and yeah, it doesn't look very nice. So I'm rushing around now. I'm going to try and get a little bit of work done up there this morning before the rain and thunderstorms come, and then I can do work at home this afternoon. So yeah, it's just a quick bit of tidying up. I'm going to strip out the pea and bean bed and finish prepping the squash bed, and possibly lay a bit more cardboard and wood chip. So I'm just going to try and do that really quickly before the rain comes, because the sky is looking really grey. the rain starts. Okay, so I'm going to carry on, but I'm going to have to put the camera away. So yeah, I'm not feeling quite as despondent as I was on Sunday. Like I said yesterday, I think the peas are probably fate. I'm hoping I'm going to get another bag on that squash bed that I've just done on Thursday, and hopefully that'll be enough mulch, and then once the squash plants grow, then they'll hopefully overtake the weeds anyway. This bed I'm just going to take everything out, mulch it again, and then I might try and find some more Monty or sugar snaps to put in there, or beans or something. I'm not going to bother growing salad up here, I'm just going to grow that at home. But I might put some marigold and calendula in this bed, and basically just everywhere on the plot. Maybe some nasturtiums, things like that. Focus on the companion planting. So yeah, that's it for this week's vlog. I am gonna try and get as much done as I can before the heavens completely open on me, and I'll see you next week. Bye!